Hello, welcome back. Let me get a close-up view. So here I am. 4 layers are finished. Let me tell you what the layers are. Colored pencil drawing, acrylic translucent layer over the whole thing. Number 3, watercolor, or again over the whole thing, a watercolor brown basically, and then areas of the brown lifted out with a damp brush and a damp Q-tip, mostly a brush, and I'm getting better at that technique. For those of you who don't know what I'm doing here, I am imitating my old friend Chris Payne in his inimitable so I'm imitating the inimitable, you get that? Imitating his technique for achieving these amazing caricatures, flesh tones. And I call him my old friend. That's I'm just name dropping now. That's just funny. No, I knew him because we were in Dallas together. He doesn't know me from Adam. And we were at Dallas Society of Illustrators together. Actually, we did shake hands. Anyway, so layer number 5 is this craziest of all the layers, which is oil paints, a combination of dioxazine purple and permanent green light. These two colors combined, which you see here. And then with turpenoid on my brush, I just want to mix up a very neutral gray. Now it does seem funny to me that he would pick these two colors, but it's at this point it's like, who am I to, to question? There are many different combinations that would produce a neutral gray. For instance, if somebody told me to produce a neutral gray from in oil paints, I would grab oxide red and ultramarine blue. But Chris didn't ask me for my opinion. So this, and it works perfectly well. I find it fascinating that he chose these two colors. The goal is, as far as I can understand, the goal is simply to achieve a very neutral gray. Now, for some reason, this is going on and creating quite the dotty pattern, more than normal. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to let this dry. This layer will take, Chris says, about an hour to dry, or at least an hour. But sometimes he'll let this layer dry overnight, evidently. And again, let me repeat myself for those of you who haven't been watching. Everything that I'm doing here is based on whatever research I've been able to find online. Basically 2 videos, well 3 videos, but one is part A and part B, where Chris does a demonstration of this technique, and I've tried to find out how he does it from those videos. He doesn't explain everything, so on some things we are on our own. I will tell you that today I'm going to use a hairdryer to dry this as quickly as possible, but you don't have to watch me do that, of course. The next thing I'm going to do, and I don't know if I'm going to do this tonight or tomorrow, after this is dry, and again it's turpenoid and just a little bit of the green and purple to make a gray, and then I'm going to lift out again, this time with the kneaded eraser. How in the world Chris ever figured that out is beyond me. It absolutely tickles my imagination how somebody would figure something out like this. I doubt that he learned it in illustration school, but maybe he did. Chris, if you ever watch this, I'd love to hear more from you, how you developed this technique. So that's what it looks like right now. Talk about texture. And by the way, one of the things that does characterize C.F. Payne's illustrations is in fact texture. Let me find one that's pretty up close. How close can I get so you can see that? Yeah, not quite close enough to see the texture. There you go, a little bit. That's not bad. Do you get the idea? So that is definitely one of the distinguishing characteristics of his work, is this texture. Doesn't look like this to me right now, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let it dry, and I'll be back in a while. Thanks so much for watching.